Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today we are having a next session. This is the last session on the paper, The Exceptional Child. We have already covered what type of exceptional children are there and what are the challenges they face in their life and how a teacher must behave with such children and how what is the role of a teacher to explore these things in the children and to notify to the parents. And we have also covered that there are different type of disabilities found in the children due to many reasons, due to prenatal or natal condition or at the time of birth or post birth, if there is some complications the child face these things, and it is also it happens due to genetics as well. So, how and what is the role of the teacher to notify all these symptoms to the parents? Because when children come to the school, they open up with the teacher and they show those symptoms in front of teachers many a time. However, it happens at home as well, but still teachers are able to find it because when children sit in their peer group, a peer group means in the group of their classmates, they open up comfortably and then these symptoms may be noticed by the teacher. So here is crucial role of a preschool teacher to identify the symptoms, to notify the parents so that immediately the parent can start work towards the child and basic foundation learning gets easier for such children. So we had covered in previous session till children with special health problems, and today, just a minute, let's check. Yes, Ankita is joining. Uh, and today we are going to start with children with multiple handicap. It's showing joining, but she has not joined yet. Okay, let's see. Fine. So multiple handicapped, with the term, you can understand that there is combination of one or two handicapped criteria. So that's why they are known as multiple handicap. Multiple handicap refer to more than one handicap in the child. Adults may be blind and deaf. So it is a combination of two exceptional qualities in the children. Blind or orthopedically handicapped, deaf and orthopedically handicapped, mentally retarded and orthopedically handicapped, and so on. In case of multiple handicapped, one handicap may be primary handicapped and other may be secondary. It means one handicap will have dominant quality. Suppose it is the combination of blind and mentally retarded. So blind will be fully, or visual challenge will be more, and mentally retarded will be controllable. Like we have done that because trainable mentally retarded children. So maybe it is educable mentally retarded or trainable mentally retarded, like that. So we have to identify which one is. Hi Ankita, I have just started and recording is going on. So just
Okay,
I'll
ma'am.
explain. So if you want to go off your video, put it off. And I have just started the topic and did a little recap of previous sessions. Today is the last session, and we are starting with children with multiple handicaps. With the term, we understand that multiple means more than one. So there are some children, those who can be in the group of multiple handicap. They have two or more than three handicap together in their personality, and there are some handicap will be lesser and some will be more. So we call it dominant and we There are primary handicap or secondary handicap. Primary handicap means the dominant one. For example, if the child is visually challenged as well as mentally retarded, so it can be a total blind child with partial mentally retarded or educable mentally retarded. So such combination is found among the children. So we have to identify which one is the primary, and we need to focus more on the dominant one, primary one, so that the child do not face much teaching, learning difficulty. And such children need intensive medical care, superior instruction. Superior instruction doesn't mean that if we want to let them complete some task, we need to uh, tell them vocally firm, but superior instruction means we need to modify our teaching methodologies according to the child's need. If the child is totally blind, we cannot speak like do it, you if you will not do it, this will happen, that will happen. This type of instruction actually in preschool not needed at all, because children do not understand verbal thing at this age. They understand more and more practical things. So what can we do with the blind child who is primarily blind and secondarily handicapped or mentally retarded? What can we do with such children? We can modify our method for that particular child. If he is not able to see anything, we can we first thing we need to inform to the parents that the child is totally um, unhealthy to see things. So kindly go for medical checkup. First thing we need to inform the parent. However, the parent also understand, but nowadays where they live in nuclear family, they are just thinking that whether it is happening with my child, they need another person consent also, so that they can understand. Many a times they get confused also whether it is happening or not. So when two or three more people tell them, yes, this is happening with the child, please visit the doctor, then they confirm and then they go to the doctor and they find that yes, there is difficulty, and then the work start behind such children. So we have to very careful about handling small children in preschool. And when it is found that yes, the child is totally visual impaired, then normal schooling is not meant for totally visual impaired children. If they are partially impaired, yes, with the help of glasses, lenses, and with the help of medical, different type of medical aids that come into the market, and precaution, and with lots of love and affection, the child can be adjusted in normal classroom. So this is the duty of the teacher when the teacher find such mixed multiple handicapped children in the classroom. Secondly comes children with orthopedic handicap. Orthopedic means locomotor. Locomotor means related to the bones and muscles. So if the child is not capable of doing kinesthetical activities means that takes a full body movement like dancing, or taking PT, physical training, when we do Zumba exercises, when we do musical exercises in the classroom, and the child is not lifting limb or not doing some all these things, you will be able to understand that child is facing some initial stage of orthopedic handicap. So in some cases, the problem are so severe that they require artificial limbs. But in some cases, they can come to the school using wheelchair or crutches. And if the child is coming with wheelchair or crutches, but rest of the body is totally fit, the child can be easily taught in normal classroom. What we need to do, what we need to change in school infrastructure is just to make a ramp in place of staircases, because it is very difficult for a child to use the staircases and climb to some story of the building. So the ramps are made where they can take their wheelchair smoothly, or they can use crutch and walk. Usually, mildly orthopedic handicapped children do not have learning problems, so they can be integrated in regular school. Only as a preschool teacher, we need to take care of their physical movement. That if there is dance period or their PT period and the child is not comfortable to do a sitting exercise, wheelchair children can do all these exercise by sitting, they can do. But if there are some Zumba or there are yoga things, only sitting postures they can do. So the teachers and the management have to take care of this and help the child to do only those exercises or those activities which the child can do comfortably with this orthopedic handicap things. Next come children with emotional disturbance. Children with emotional disturbance is very, very difficult to identify by the teachers, because many a times they do not open up. They will not show that they are emotionally disturbed by their face, by their gesture, by their action. They will show that they are bold enough to handle many situations in the classroom. But in the course of time, when you gradually mix up with the children, you will see that inner frustration, anxiety, some fears, or some impulse behavior in the children. And this internal tension that is grown among the children due to some fearful atmosphere at home or in the background of their growth, or maybe during pregnancy the mother has gone through some trauma. This also get affected on emotional disturbance of the children. So what an emotionally disturbed child may attempt to solve the anxiety by behaving in a premature or childish way. Like many times, such children, these children do not act as per their age. They behave like they are younger than that. Suppose the child is of 2 years, the child does 2 years children are just like newly born for the school. When they come to the school, the environment is new, the people are new. Adjustment is the first task for these children to do at certain tender age. So they start coping up with the new environment, new people, and they take at least 3 to 4 months to settle down in the school. So many a times they cry, they burst into tears, they show their finicky mood and all these things. It is very normal. But in the course of time, if the child is not settling till the end of the session, and child is very impulsive, whatever you will say, the child reacts, the child throws things, the child does something, it means that child is emotionally disturbed. But emotionally disturbed doesn't come only by trauma, it also comes with the medical history of the mother during the pregnancy, for at the time of delivery, if some oxygen or something deficiency happened to the children, or some delivery this what can we say, at the time of delivery there are many things that happen to the mother, or not proper treatment was available to mother. So all these are reason for emotional disturbance of children. So what we have to do when we see that the child is very impulsive, very fearful, the child wants to sit at the corner in the classroom, So what, as a teacher, we have to do? We have to help the child to feel so comfortable, like a mother can provide that comfort zone. We need to hold the child with affection, love. We need to create pleasant classroom atmosphere. We need to explain and by our action tell the these peers that see, there is one very good friend at the corner and we need to mix up with that child. So, like this instruction, if you will give, and if you will give that child a chance to sit nearby your table for a certain time, for 1 month or 15 days, you will see drastic change in such children behavior. So emotional disturbance is very easy to tackle, and a very affectionate and soft skills trained teacher can handle such children with a great effort and can bring about a wonderful change in the behavior of students. So here is the role of a very affectionate teacher to recover such children from fear, frustration, and anxiety. Okay, next comes gifted children. Uh, in my experience of teaching learning process, I found that God has blessed this country with lots and lots of gifted children. In one classroom, at least 10 to 15 children are gifted. And due to this number of students, number of strength in the classroom system, like we can have 35 children in a classroom. As we know that population of India is more than other countries, and we need to handle children in compact classroom, 35 children in a classroom. So what we have to do with these gifted children? In first week or in 15 days, a teacher easily identifies that this child is gifted. So, what are the things that we can understand whether the child is gifted? In first quick go, the child answers your query. When you will teach something within first instruction, the child understands it, and the child adds his or her own opinion about it at very tender age. At the age of 4 to 6, the child tells you many things about the concepts, and this is the uh, criteria where we understand their high creativity and high task commitment and highly motivated children in our classroom. So, a variety of terms have been used to describe individuals who are superior in many ways, such as talented, creative, genius, and precocious. And the precocious children, they are remarkably with their language, music, mathematical ability. It means they are combo pack of different type of intelligence, not only logical but kinesthetic intelligence, but sensory intelligence, and they are creative as well as they have a very good sense of many subjects as well. So these children remain unidentified many a times in the classroom. But believe me, it's very, very easy to identify such children by their effort, by their response. You will understand that they are gifted children. And such children who do not profit much from the regular school program need early admission in schools. What they do, these gifted children, they skip grades, means directly they will take admission in junior KG, but they are capable of coping up all the uh, mm, teaching learning process, and they do excellent performance they give by their effort. And there are children those who do early admission, like the age for playgroup is 2 years, but 18 months to 2 years, but many a times the child gets admitted at the age of 11 months, and the child starts learning and grasping things easier. So this is how we identify they are beyond their age. At the age of 6, they can solve many things of at the age 8. If you will give them sums quickly, they will solve. And if the duration for solving sum in grade 1 or senior kg is 15 minutes, they will solve it in 3 minutes. So like this, you can identify gifted children. What we have to do with gifted children and some children, there are some practical tips which I have jotted down from my experience, because every classroom is the combination of different type of children. At the end of the session, I will explain all those things. Now, children with creative talents. So we have just discussed about gifted children, those who have cognitive skill, mental maths solving skill, along with different creative skills. They are combination of um, creativity and this logical learning as well. Now, creative talents, they may be little slow in logical things, language thing, but their kinesthetic things, means their art skills, their dance moves, their color combination theory, they are fully developed by birth. What they tell you that, teacher, see, this color combination is very good. They will hold a paintbrush like an artist. They will make clay molding with a very great effort, and they have wide sense about this art and all these things. So in our school, teachers may come across a few students who have the ability to produce something new, a composition, a system of ideas, or a material or a process which is essentially new and previously unknown to them. Such children have differently, they are known as differently blessed or creative talents. They become absorbed and preoccupied with what they are doing. They are also curious. They take risks. For example, if you will give something to make them with paintbrush or with clay modeling, or they will just spread the paint all over their body, all over their dress, but they will be so much busy creating some good artifacts, uh, and within the given time period, they will show you their miracle, their creative talent with products in the time being. So they are intellectually self-confident children. Every time, they do not need instruction of the children. Even you will give continuous instruction, they will be busy doing their own work. And the prevailing school practices and situation create hindrance for their creative expressions. So how, like, we have a discipline mode in the school, that children need to sit like this, children need to use paint bottle like this, children need to do like this. But these creative children, they are beyond the barrier of all these things. However, you will reinforce the instruction to them, they will not listen. They will do something with their own. But believe me, these children are created by the Almighty. So what we have to do as a teacher, we need to modify our attitude for such children. That it's okay if they make their t-shirt dirty, they are producing something good. It's okay if they do not sit like this, like a disciplined child, but they are showing us the God gifted talent in their ways. It's okay to not follow elder people like discipline in preschool, but they are comfortable and they are smart enough to explain you their creativity. That is more important in preschool. So many a times the school modify discipline behavior for such children, and because they their creativity and their sense of uh, uh, looking the world at with their perception must be grown in preschool. So we are not very much strict for such children, and a strict word actually is not meant for preschool. So how to handle such children, I will explain you the combo of different children and how we handle them with different strategies at the end of the lesson. Now, socially disadvantaged children. So we go through two or four children in our classroom, those who belong to socially backward or economically challenged and educationally disadvantaged children. For example, the people who work in fourth grade and those who live in slum area, their children, they are also like they are also created by the Almighty to go through a very beautiful life journey. But what they face some difficulty to adjust with other children in the classroom, because their social background is such. They come from some among some people who do not understand emotion, who do not understand every child is equal, and their financial background is not good enough to cope up with their tiffin boxes, fancy bag, or fancy pencil boxes, or fancy hair accessories, etc. in preschool. And their parents are not educated enough to understand their educational challenges. But the school, the enriched experience of a school, and very affectionate preschool teachers, and some remedial instruction collaboratively help such children to go through all beautiful learning process. And we in school do not discriminate among the children. We understand that every child is just like a beautiful flower of the garden created by the Almighty. ये सोशली डिसएडवांटेजेस चिल्ड्रन एंड इनइक्वालिटी जो क्लासरूम में आ जाती है बच्चों के बीच, उसके ऊपर मैंने एक पोम लिखी थी. एंड I'm an author as well. So when I see some children neglected in their society or in the classroom, and they feel like, oh, I'm lesser than others. So just to boost up their moral confidence, I wrote it in Hindi, because children connect with mother tongue in tender age, during tender age. So these are very beautiful line. I just want to share with you all. Whenever you see some children in your classroom and you feel difficulty to adjust with them, you just remember these lines. These lines are, देश मेरा एक फुलवारी है, सारे फूल समान है, रजनीगंधा या हो बेला, मैं सबका गुणगान करूं. If the teacher's vision is such that it's okay, the child is not like this because the child made himself. It is made by the Almighty. The child has come to the world with different process. The child has come to the world to go through different life journey. So obviously the child will be different. And we as a teacher need to accept their difference and nurture their difference with warmth, affection, care, so that they grow with confidence at the age of 6 when they go for their formal schooling. And in grade 1, their confidence level will must be such that they can say that my preschool teachers are my foundational stepping stone in this educational world, and we feel blessed to stay with such teacher during my foundational journey. So it must be very memorable for such children. Now, next come needs and problems of exceptional children. All children have certain basic needs. The needs of children are often accompanied by or result in certain problems. The needs and problems of exceptional children are similar to and at the same time different from those of non-exceptional children. The need and problems of exceptional children also vary depending upon the degree and direction of their operation from normal children and their type of exceptionality, which I just explained you, that different type of exceptional children uh, come to the earth with inborn challenges. And what is the duty of a teacher? To help them grow their confidence to such extent that they understand their challenges and they work with those challenges throughout their educational journey. This is the role of a very good teacher in preschool. So I have jotted down many things from my practical teaching learning experience. The need and problem of handicapped children are different from those of children with superior ability. We have understood multiple types of students in this paper. The exceptional child, the child may be mentally retarded, the child may be handicapped, physically handicapped, or combination of two types of physical handicap. The child may be gifted, the child may be very talented, and a classroom nowadays is combination of such children. So what we have to do? We have to first understand few common things that all the children need. What are these common things? That care, affection, soft skills, good use of language, and very affectionate body language. It is the need of every child in the classroom, every group of child we have just discussed. And they need to grow a sense of social equality and peer bonding. Social equality means as a human being, we all are equal. Maybe some person is more intelligent, some are less, some are lower than average, but we are all are human beings in the classroom. So peer bonding on the basis of social equality is need of every child in the classroom. They also need to learn teamwork, because wherever these group of children will go, they will see different type of human being in their surrounding. It is their higher education, or it is their workplace, or it is their home. There are different type of human being around, so we need to train them such so they can understand to utilize their capability in a team, and they need to follow classroom norms and certain set of discipline to coexist. Not very strict discipline, but little bit, like if teacher is explaining something at that time, they can grow the habit in the course of time to sit and at least do eye contact with the teacher, because teaching learning process happens when eye contact happens with the teacher. There is bond with teacher and student, then the learning starts. So this type of thing in the course of time, some child can take 2 months, some child can take 6 months, some child can learn it in 8 months. It differs, but ultimately at the end of the session the improvement can be seen. Now, in a class of 35 students, this is just an example, the number may vary. We have 10 gifted children, 5 creative children, or 5 children with learning disabilities, and some mixed handicapped children, some visually difficult children, or mentally retarded children, one or two, so they need shadow teacher in the classroom. And there are socially disadvantaged children, so the classroom is a combination of such children. So what we have to do? For gifted children, we can give some leadership duties to them. Creative children, to decorate the classroom with different artifacts. Whenever they are done with their classwork, make them sit at the corner activity, make some activity sheets for them, give them so that they can color and do, and at the end of the day you can put it on the soft board, so you can utilize their energy in such manner. And the children those have learning disability, or